It feels to me like the Minnesota Timberwolves, who gentlemen swept the Lakers in 5 games in the first round, are about to get swept by the Oklahoma City Thunder, who continue to make resounding statements, rolling thunder statements that reverberate from sea to shining sea. And I guess nobody's listening. I guess nobody's watching except me. My God, I haven't seen a team blitz and flurry and blow teams off the floor in waves like this team since the Showtime Lakers that I covered back in the 80s. I haven't seen anything like these thunderbolts that they throw since the Magic Kareem worthy Lakers of the 80s. Showtime. This is Showtime without the glitz, without the glamour. This is a team that threw a 35-21 thunderbolt at the Timberwolves in the third quarter, then kind of took their foot off the gas. Timberwolves ended up winning the fourth quarter 32-25 and did cut it to 10. And that's when Jalen Williams said, no, watch this, and made 3 or 4 plays in a row. And SGA said, no, watch this. And he makes a couple of plays. And Chet Holmgren said, no, watch this. And he made a couple of plays. They're a juggernaut. They are juggernauting Anthony Edwards' Timberwolves. And Anthony played okay. I guess you could say he had a bounce-back game. Had 32 on 12 of 26. Man, he had took 18 shots in the first half. It looked to me like he ran completely out of gas. My Thunder took their foot off the gas. Ant-Man just ran out of gas. It looks like he lost his legs because he's just getting hounded by Lou Dort, first team all defense announced today, and hounded by Cason Wallace, who had a case he could have been a second team all defensive player. Jalen Williams made it. And hounded by Alex Caruso, who has made all defensive teams in the past, didn't play enough minutes, I think, to qualify this year, but deserved it for the Thunder. And by the way, SGA, who just won the MVP, there's no way he can't make either first or second team all defense. He finished number 1 in defensive win shares in the league this year. Number 1. He led the league in scoring, number 1 in defensive win shares. How does he not make at least second team? But they're saying, well, we gave you a first teamer, we gave you a second teamer, and you could have had 2 or 3 other guys make second team, including SGA, and he didn't make it. I underestimated the Thunder tonight. I thought, well, the TWolves are good enough. They'll bounce back and at least make it a game. And they kind of made it a fourth quarter game. Again, they cut it to 10, but it was a 7.5 point spread. I thought, surely Ant-Man's good enough to cover that. But he wasn't, because he went 1 of 9 from 3. And I'm going to do it again in so many ways tonight, at least in that way. He was Can't-Man. He was Can't-Man. You can't go into that building and shoot 1 of 9 from 3. But he did, fortunately for the Thunder, because he's just hounded and lost his legs. He's hounded by defender after defender. These are high-level, top-level, first, second team, all defensive players. And he just loses his legs. He runs out of gas. Ran out of gas against the Mavericks last year in the conference finals, and it sure looked to me like he was running out of gas tonight. But I picked, for my FanDuel pick today, I said, okay, I'll say the Thunder don't cover 7.5. I thought it might be a 5-point game, and it wound up a 15-point game, 118-103. And by the way, if you're interested in getting in on the action, FanDuel is the only place to go. It's like the Cowboys Yankees. We'll throw the Dodgers in there. It's like all the biggest franchises rolled into one. It is the franchise. Lakers. It's the place to go. You could go there right now if you want to get in on the action. It's fanduel.com/skip. You can use my first name, SKIP. If you want to participate, jump in right now. Because, man, these guys are dominating. I didn't check yet what the spread will be for Game 3, but I just think they're going to win Games 3 and 4 because they're just better than the Timberwolves. I kept telling you the NBA Finals was Oklahoma City versus Denver. Denver played them much better than the TWolves play them. It's so much to do with smoking them with pot. They don't smoke pot, they smoke them with pot. Points off turnovers. Tonight it was 22-10. They blitz every team in points off turnovers. As an Oklahoma City fan, because I was born and raised in Oklahoma City, was there for my first 18 years before I went away to school, Vanderbilt. But my heart races as soon as they force a turnover, sometimes off missed shots, and they just run it down your throat. They are so much fun to watch in the open floor. They're Showtime, the second. They're the modern-day Showtime, but they play in Oklahoma City instead of out here in Los Angeles from where I speak. They're unbelievably explosive. SGA is unbelievably MVP great, and yet they have one national TV commercial while Ant has 8 or 10. And the one they share, J-Dub, I guess maybe that's fitting that they share J-Dub, Chet, and SGA. They're going to win the NBA championship, and they have one national TV commercial. They dominated the league this year the way no team statistically has ever dominated the league, and nobody cares. Draymond Green, I'm calling you out again. I've called you out for weeks now. Where are you? You're so lucky, Draymond, that you get to work for TNT, which has the Eastern Conference Finals. You're so lucky that you don't have to deal on national TV with these Thunder night after night after you said nobody is afraid of the Thunder. Nobody? Do you think Ant-Man, Anthony Edwards, the next Kobe, the next Jordan, do you think he's afraid of the Thunder as we speak, Draymond? Tell me. You made second team all defense. Or did you make first? I think you made first. I don't know how. I don't see it, but whatever. I'm calling you out, man. Anytime you want to come on my show, I'd love to talk about the Thunder with you and all of your wisdom and defensive expertise. This is the greatest defensive team I have ever seen because it's just low. You're bringing players off the bench. Listen, the other Jalen Williams with the Y, he can play defense at a high level. Did a good job on Joker in the last series. He hasn't stepped on the floor yet in this series. That's how deep they are. My man Paul Pierce did come on my show. Way to go, Paul. And also echoed, nobody is afraid of the Oklahoma City Thunder. Nobody. He laughed at my contention that the Thunder were going to win the NBA championship, and then his Celtics fell apart. Obviously, JT got hurt. Jaylen Brown was already hurt. And I told Paul that day he was on my show, man, I don't know about Jaylen Brown's knee because I had heard he had a problem and he's got a meniscus tear, and that's the end of those guys. But it's just the start of the Thunder. I've got a bet with Paul Pierce. I think we bet dinner at Mastro's. He took the Celtics. I took the Thunder win the NBA championship. Yeah, I'll see you at Mastro's pretty soon. The Pacers, the Knicks, they don't have any chance against this team. Trust me, they don't have any chance. I like the Pacers, and I picked them to beat the Knicks. I'm rooting for the Knicks because I want my Thunder to do to the Knicks what the Pacers did to the Knicks last night in some way, shape, or form. But these guys, they just keep showing you every night. And I loved how they finished the game all of a sudden it gets to be 10, and they look at each other like, okay, that's enough of these guys. Minnesota's really good. I saw a lot of people pick Minnesota to win this series. Where are they now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear the rolling thunder? I keep telling you they're going to win the NBA championship, and nobody listens. Now I'm telling you they're going to sweep the Minnesota Timberwolves. They're going to go up to Minnesota and win the next two games. When are they? See, this is Thursday. Is it Saturday and Monday? I believe that's what it is. By Monday night, they could get some days off. That's how dominant they've been so far in the series against Cantman's team. Again, he was 1 for 9 tonight after a miserable game 1. He did a lot of good things, but 1 for 9 won't get it done. We are going to win the NBA championship. You heard it here first, but you haven't heard it at all, have you?